Welcome back to Tea Time with me, Shaili Chopra. As promised, we've got some of the best golf players on the show this time around. It's time to then get chatting with Jeev Milkha Singh. Jeev Milkha Singh, thanks very much for joining us. What a great comeback it's been for you, and it's good to have you on the show once again. Talk to us about this real story. Jeev getting back on the fairway, ready from its injury and health, and looking good for the game.
It feels really good because, I've been injured for a while, and I've been nursing my injury for the last 6 months. It was a good showing in the last 2 weeks. That was my best finish in the Scandinavian Masters, finished 6th. I had a great start to the Irish Open. On Saturday, I just hit 2 bad drives, and that cost me the tournament. But still, I ended up finishing 11th. That's given me a lot of confidence, and I'm looking forward to some good weeks coming up. I'm working with a physiotherapist who's going to teach me a lot to work on some core exercises and get fitter and get back into the winning circle.
With the Irish Open and Nordia Masters to show as pieces of your good game, would you think that there were some really special moments you could recollect for our viewers?
I think the first round at the Irish Open was fantastic. I think that was great, and the way I handled myself, the way I played the round, I think gave me a lot of confidence. I was thinking about a 59 after 14 holes, and I think maybe, I don't know whether it was a good or a bad thing to stay in the present or get ahead and be positive. But I think I still enjoyed it, shooting an 8 under. And when you shoot rounds like that, it gives you a lot of confidence and belief to go out there in the future, to know that you can still pull off low rounds like 8 unders and 9 unders and win tournaments.
Don't they say when the going gets tough, the tough get going? And that was quite the case with you during the entire bad weather story of Nordia Masters. Some of the best scores we've seen out of you. How did you take to this? Or do you at all believe in the concept of a fair weather golfer?
I love playing in difficult conditions, and tournaments where the weather is tough. I don't know what happens, but my focus is much better and my performance gets better. So I think I love challenge, and I look forward to it, and I think that's the reason I perform better in tougher conditions.
Rory McIlroy, at one point you were getting everyone, including him, very worried at the Irish Open's first round. What do you think of Rory, the rise of Rory?
It was great to see Rory win. I've known him for years. I think it was a time that he won a major championship, and the style he won it in was fantastic to watch. And in the future, I think we're going to see him win a lot more tournaments. And the other young players coming up from Europe, I think they're going to do exactly the same or even better worldwide, because I think the depth on the European Tour is fantastic now, and there are more players coming up, and they're hungry, they want to prove themselves, and we'll see what's going to happen.
Let's get away from what is happening on the global scene to what's working for Jeev Milkha Singh. I think many of us are pleased to see you back on the course. But what worked for you? Was it yoga, incessant work at, really the injury that you were going through?
Yes, I think the only reason I'm playing golf right now is because of yoga, and I swear by yoga. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out there. It's really helped me. I think my back's stronger now, and in fact, that's why I want to work on my core exercises now. That's why I've got a physio I'm going to start working with starting next week. And I'm going to continue with my yoga and get fitter and get back into the winning circle.
So what does the rest of the year look like, given that you've had 2 very good tournaments? Could the rest of the year be extremely heavy? Let me put it this way. Is the back half looking very strong?
I think rest of the year is packed for me. I'm going to take next week off too, but after that I've got 7 weeks in a row. I'm going to start from the Czech Open week after next. After that I'm going to play the Johnny Walker, Switzerland, Dutch Open. Macau Open, and then 2 in Japan, and then I'll take a week off, and then head back to Europe for a few weeks, and then come back to Asia, and then hopefully end the year at the Race to Dubai, which is the flagship tournament for the European Tour, and the top 60 get in there, and I'm hoping I should be there, and then look forward to the break and start again next year.
Jeev, we're catching up with you on a day you actually set out for a Callaway clinic for CEOs. How are you picking the pieces for them, and where do you think some of these guys really need to work? Callaway seems to have supported you pretty well on this one.
I think it's been great. Callaway has done a lot for golf worldwide, a lot for me in India, and I think the new driver I'm using, which is the Razor Hawk, I've gained another 10 yards with it. Guys are really helpful on the tour, and I'm looking forward to a good year with the equipment, and they've really taken care of me. And I think, especially in golf, when you start hitting the ball 10 yards further with a driver, you just love it. More distance you get, the more you love it.
Do you sometimes learn from the CEOs when you're putting them out for lessons in golf? Often intimidating them, I guess, just like any pro would do. But plenty to learn from even the guys who are there, keeping the books uptight and ensuring that they are putting business on the course.
I do, I think they're managing top companies of the country, and they're advising them what to do. And plus, I'm talking to them about golf, and I'm talking about patience and being positive in this game. So I think on both the sides we are interacting, and plus we're taking the positive out of each other, and we're making the most of it. But the main thing is that giving back to the sport. I think when we talk about golf, we are meeting the top CEOs of different companies of our country. We're talking to them to promote this game, help this game grow. And I think with these guys coming out and having a word with me, and I'm having a word with them, I think we share a lot, and plus we talk about different things, mainly positive, and make this game bigger in our country.
I can't let you go without asking you what is really dear to your heart, which is the whole story of junior golf. I mean, in Chandigarh, for example, you're doing so much for the youngsters. You think that's really a piece that India needs to now get squarely focused on? I
think it is the most important thing for junior golf to grow in our country. Right. I still remember when I was playing in the US as a junior, when you have a summer break, you should be packed. You should have all the junior tournaments then. These guys need to be playing every other week. Not only 10 to 15 tournaments a year, they should be playing close to 25 to 30 tournaments a year, especially when they have time off. Parents should take them out and make sure they can have some competition under their belt. And what happens with that is that, after they've tasted that, they want to excel in it. And after the parents have done their bit of getting them introduced to competition, from there it's up to the kid what he wants to do, and after that he can be a better amateur, and after that he's got an opportunity to be a professional golfer and prove himself on the world stage. I think that's where we need to focus right now to promote junior golf, and after that have a bigger tour, a professional tour for these guys to go out there and make a living. I
don't know if you've done interviews without the word Tiger in them, but surely not mine. So I'm going to put that in there and ask you, what do you think of Tiger's comeback and the expectation of his game and the way he might actually deliver or not deliver, and the whole idea that Tiger, the man who made golf, is coming back to it?
I think it's fantastic for the game of golf, for Tiger to come back. Obviously, he's gone through a lot in his life, but I believe he's going to come back. Maybe it's going to take time. Maybe it takes about 5 to 6 months, but he's going to be back. The comments in the newspaper were that he's fitter, he's got no pain on him. So I think that's a big thing in a sport like this, and he's going to be. He's always been a winner. He's always been a winner, and I'm sure he's going to come back with a bang in the near future.
Well, Jeev, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much. It's always a pleasure catching up with you here on Tea Time, for your fans and, of course, for all the CEOs who get to learn so much from you. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, you too. Good talking to you. Bye.
slip into a quick break. Stay right there because you've got the blast from the past and the golf tip coming up.
Point of impact is the most important part of the golf swing.